Super Bowl 49, February 1st, 2015, from the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, as the New England Patriots faced off against the Seattle Seahawks, as we had both #1 seeds from the NFC and AFC conferences respectively. And the Seahawks won the coin toss. They elected to defer, and so the Patriots would get the ball first. And they would start out with it on their own 18-yard line after the opening kickoff. And on first down, Brady went to Rob Gronkowski. He picked up 2 yards. And on 2nd and 8 from the 20, Tom Brady went to Amendola. He picked up 6 yards, and that brought up 3rd and short, as it was 3rd and 2 from the 26. Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up 5 yards on the first down to bring the ball to the New England 31. They then handed it off to LeGarrette Blount on consecutive plays as he picked up 2 yards on each play, and that brought up 3rd and 6. But an incomplete pass would bring out the punting unit as the Patriots would punt from their own 35 after 6 plays on their opening drive, an opening drive of Super Bowl 49. So now after the punt, the Seahawks would take over on their own 16 with 11.5 left in the first quarter. And they would give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. He picked up 3 yards on first down and then 5 yards on second down to make it 3rd and short, as it was 3rd and 2 from the 24. And on the 3rd consecutive play, they gave it back to beast mode, but he was stuffed for no gain. And so the Seahawks went 3 and out on their first possession of this game, as they would end up punting from their own 24. So now the Patriots would take over with about 9.5 minutes left in the first quarter. They had it on their own 32 after the punt. And on first down, Tom Brady hit Vereen for a 3-yard reception. So that brought up 2nd and 7 from the 35. Tom Brady then went to Julian Edelman. He picked up 11 yards. And now it's the first down at the New England 46. They gave it to LeGarrette Blount. He ran it 6 yards. And now on 2nd and 4, they give it back to Blount. He picked up a yard, and that brought up 3rd and short, as it was 3rd and 3 from the Seattle 47. Tom Brady then went to Rob Gronkowski. He picked up 4 yards in the first down at the Seattle 43. Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up 3 yards. Now on 2nd and 7, LeGarrette Blount picked up 6 yards on the ground to make it 3rd and 1. Blount then ran for 8 yards, and it was now a first down at the Seattle 26 for the Patriots. They then went back to LeGarrette Blount. He picked up 2 yards. Now a 2nd and 8 from the 24. Brady then threw a 10-yard pass to Amendola. And now it was a first down in the red zone for the Patriots at the Seattle 14. Brady then went to Wanui. He picked up 4 yards. Now it's 2nd and 6, but Blount got stopped for no gain, and that brought up 3rd and 6 from the 10. Brady dropped back to pass out of the shotgun. So they're in the shotgun out of the red zone, and he was intercepted by Jeremy Lane. He kind of forced the pass. Not really a wise decision, but Jeremy Lane picked it off. But on the pickoff, on the interception, Jeremy Lane appeared to break his arm, as he would end up leaving the game with his arm all wrapped up, and he was looked to be done for the Super Bowl. So now the Seahawks would take over, although they lost Jeremy Lane to injury on the turnover. But it was now a first down for Seattle on their own 14 with a little over 1.5 minutes left in the first. Russell Wilson then ran for 7 yards on a scramble, and then they handed it off to Marshawn Lynch. He picked up 4 yards, and that brought up a first down at the 25. Russell Wilson was then sacked by Darrelle Revis for a 2-yard loss, and that brought the first quarter to a close. So after 1 quarter of play in Super Bowl 49, the game was knotted up at goose eggs. So now to start off the second quarter, the Seattle Seahawks had the ball on their own 23. It was 2nd and 12 after that sack that ended the first quarter. And now Marshawn Lynch would run for 3 yards, and an incomplete pass by Russell Wilson would bring out the punting unit. And so now the Seahawks would punt after 5 plays on the possession. So far the Seahawks were forced to punt on all their possessions thus far, and now the Patriots would take over on their own 35 with a little less than 14 minutes left before halftime. And on first down, Brady went to Amendola. He picked up 17 yards in the first down in Seattle territory at the 48. An incomplete pass would bring up 2nd and 10 from the 48. Brady went to LaFell. He picked up 7 yards. That made it 3rd and 3 from the 41. Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up 5 yards, and now it was a first down at the Seattle 36 for the Patriots. An incomplete pass would bring up 2nd down. Vereen ran for a yard, and now it was 3rd and long, as it was 3rd and 9 from the Seattle 35 for New England. Tom Brady then dropped back. He hit Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman picked up 23 yards and a first down in the red zone at the Seattle 12. They then gave it to LeGarrette Blount. He picked up a yard, and now it was 2nd and 9 from the Seattle 11. Tom Brady then hit LaFell for an 11-yard touchdown, and the Patriots put the first points on the scoreboard. So it's now New England 7, Seattle 0. So now after the kickoff, the Seahawks would have the ball on their own 20 after the touchback with less than 10 minutes left before halftime. And on first down, Russell Wilson was sacked by Chandler Jones. He dropped him for a 3-yard loss. And so now it was 2nd and 13 from the 17. Marshawn Lynch ran for 5 yards. That brought up 3rd and 8. And an incomplete pass would bring out the punting unit as the Seahawks went 3 and out on the possession. So now after the punt, the Patriots would have the ball on their own 28 with about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. And an incomplete pass on first down would bring up 2nd and 10. A 7-yard pass to Edelman brought up 3rd and short, but on 3rd and 3 from the 35, a second incomplete pass on the possession made it a 3 and out for the Patriots, as they had gone 3 and out just as the Seahawks did before they punted it to them. So the Patriots now would punt from their own 35 as they punted the ball back to Seattle, who now took over on their own 30 with about 7 minutes left before halftime. Marshawn Lynch picked up 5 yards on the ground on first down and another 4 yards on second down to bring up 3rd and 1, but a false start by Luke Wilson, the tight end for Seattle, would make it 3rd and 6 as he brought him back to the 34, but Russell Wilson found Jermaine Kearse for a 6-yard reception, and now it was a first down to Seattle 40. They gave it to Marshawn Lynch. He picked up 5 yards. Then made it 2nd and 5 at the Seattle 45. Russell Wilson then went to Chris Matthews, and Matthews picked up 44 yards as he used his height advantage to get the ball and get the big reception. And that set up now the Seattle Seahawks in the red zone as they were in scoring position. They were on the 11-yard line of New England. They gave the ball to beast mode. Marshawn Lynch ran for 5 yards, then another 3 yards. It was now 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 on the 3, 2 yards away from the first down, but instead Marshawn Lynch punched it in for the 3-yard touchdown run to tie this game up at 7, as he was able to break some tackles as he wouldn't go down after the first hit, and he was able to land in the end zone. And so now it was tied up at 7 apiece between the Patriots and the Seahawks. So the Seahawks would kick off the ball to the Patriots. They now had it on their own 20 after the touchback with just over 2 minutes left before halftime. And on first down, Tom Brady went to Danny Amendola. He picked up 11 yards on the first down at the 31. Then LeGarrette Blount ran for 9 yards as he was just inches shy of a first down. So a 2nd and inches from the 40. Tom Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up 5 yards in the first down that brought the ball to the New England 45. An incomplete pass to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 45. They then handed it off to Julian Edelman as he came on a motion, and they handed it off to him somewhat like an end around, but a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage. He picked up 7 yards, and that made it 3rd and 3. Then an offsides by Cliff Averill would make it a first down for the Patriots at the Seattle 43. Brady then went to Vereen and he picked up 16 yards, and now it was a first down at the Seattle 27. Brady then went to Vereen for a 5-yard reception, and on 2nd and 5 from the 22, Tom Brady dropped back. He had 3 receivers up at the top, and he had Rob Gronkowski down at the bottom in the receiver slot, and he threw it up in the air, and Rob Gronkowski came down with it as Gronk got the 22-yard touchdown to put the Patriots back in the lead by 7 with the score New England 14, Seattle 7. So a 22-yard touchdown pass from Brady to Gronkowski. And now the Patriots would kick off, and the touchback would give the Seattle Seahawks the ball on their own 20 with just 31 seconds left before halftime. And on first down, they gave it to Robert Turbin, and that was his first carry of the game, and he picked up 19 yards. And now they called a timeout, and it was a first down at the Seattle 39. Russell Wilson then picked up 17 yards on a scramble, and that brought the ball across midfield into the New England 44. An incomplete pass stopped the clock, and now it's 2nd and 10 from the 44, and Wilson went to Ricardo Lockett, and he picked up 23 yards, and there was a face mask penalty against Kyle Arrington on the play, and that made it half the distance to the goal. And so now it would be a first down on the New England 11 in the red zone for the Seahawks with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Seahawks would take a timeout, and so would the Patriots. And so now the Seahawks lined up as they elected to take a chance at the end zone instead of going for the field goal with just seconds on the clock, 6 seconds to be exact. And they threw the ball up, and Chris Matthews came down with it for an 11-yard touchdown to tie this game up at 14 apiece. So Chris Matthews with that big reception earlier to set up the touchdown run by Marshawn Lynch, and then he gets a touchdown pass here to tie the game as he is the Seattle Seahawks' 4th-string receiver. Hadn't seen much action all season, but he did recover that onside kick in the championship game, and now he's had a big effect here in the first half. So it was tied up at 14. At this point, they would kick the ball off to the Patriots, and the Patriots would then end up letting the clock go down. And so Devlin got the ball on the kickoff. He ran it 5 yards, and that expired time. And that was the end of the first half in Super Bowl 49. So in the first half, tied up at 14 apiece. And in this game, the Seattle Seahawks on offense, Russell Wilson, he actually went pretty far into the game without a completion, as his first completion didn't come until late in the second quarter, halfway through, with less than 7 minutes left before halftime is when he got his first completion of the game, when he threw that pass to Jermaine Kearse on that 3rd and 6 as he got that third down conversion. So the New England Patriots were holding Russell Wilson without a completion for the first 25 minutes, I think about 20 minutes of the game, but still tie game at halftime. And Tom Brady actually broke a record in the first half for the most completions for a first half in a Super Bowl, with 20 completions in the first half. So he was 20 for 27 with 177 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half for Tom Brady, and that's a new Super Bowl record. So at halftime, the game was tied up at 14 apiece. So now to start the second half, the Seahawks would get the ball first, as they had deferred as they won the opening kickoff. So the Patriots had the ball first in the first half, and the Seahawks got the ball first in the second half. And it was a touchback for the opening kickoff of the second half, and so Seattle would start off with the ball on their own 20. And Marshawn Lynch would run for 3 yards on first down. That set up 2nd and 7 from the Seattle 23. Beast mode, Marshawn Lynch then ran for 15 yards and was now a first down on Seattle 38. Russell Wilson then dropped back, and he found Chris Matthews for a 45-yard reception, as Chris Matthews made his biggest catch of the year here in this game. And that set up the Seahawks in the red zone with a first down on the New England 17. They then handed it off to Marshawn Lynch. He ran for 7 yards. That set up 2nd and 3 on the 10. They gave it to Robert Turbin. He picked up 2 yards on the ground. It was now 3rd and 1. In beast mode, got the handoff, and he got stopped short for no gain. And so out would come Stephen Hauschka, and he attempted a 27-yard field goal. It was up. It was good. And it was now a 3-point lead for Seattle with the score. Seattle 17, New England 14. So the Seahawks went up by a field goal on their first possession of the second half, and now the Patriots would get the ball for the first time in the second half after a kickoff by the Seahawks that went out of bounds for the touchback. And so now New England would take over on their own 20 with 11 minutes on the clock in the third. And on first down, Brady went to Edelman. He picked up 3 yards. That set up 2nd and 7 from the 23. LeGarrette Blount then ran for a yard, and now on 3rd and 6 from the 24, Brady dropped back. He found Rob Gronkowski for a 7-yard reception. It was now a first down at the New England 31. LeGarrette Blount then ran for a yard. Now on 2nd and 9, an incomplete pass would bring up 3rd and 9 from the New England 32. Tom Brady dropped back. He looked for Gronk, and he was intercepted by Bobby Wagner, and Wagner ended up running it back 6 yards. And so now it would be a first down for the Seahawks on the 50-yard line after the interception. There was a penalty against Richard Sherman for an illegal block on the play. But so now the Seahawks had the ball with 8 minutes left in the third on the 50. And on first down, Russell Wilson went to Chris Matthews. And Chris Matthews picked up 9 yards. Now it was 2nd and 1 at the New England 41. They gave it to beast mode. He picked up 3 yards in the first down at the New England 38. Russell Wilson then ran for 15 yards on a broken play. And there was a defensive holding penalty against the Patriots. So Russell Wilson breaks free for 15 yards to set up a first down. And then the defensive holding penalty that was tagged on would make it a first down in the red zone for the Seahawks at the New England 18. They then gave it to beast mode, and he ran 14 yards for the first down that set up 1st and goal on the 4. Marshawn Lynch then picked up another yard, and now it was 2nd and goal on the 3. And Russell Wilson found Doug Baldwin wide open for a 3-yard touchdown pass, and it was now a 10-point lead for the Seahawks with the score Seattle 24, New England 14. So now they would kick off to the Patriots, and Amendola ran it back 21 yards to the New England 35, and that's where Tom Brady and the Patriots offense would take over with less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And on first down, Brady went to Edelman, and he ended up picking up 13 yards. And he actually They ended up getting a penalty, though. It was a holding penalty, and so they ended up losing 10 yards instead of a 13-yard pickup. And now it would be 1st and 20 on the New England 25. An incomplete pass would bring up 2nd and 20. Brady went to Edelman. He picked up 11 yards, and that made it 3rd and 9. But an incomplete pass would bring out the punting unit as the Patriots went 3 and out on the possession and were forced to punt the ball from their own 36. So now the Seahawks would take over after the punt on their own 20 with a little over 3 minutes still left to play in the 3rd. And on 1st down, Russell Wilson went to Ricardo Lockett. He picked up 25 yards in the 1st down at the Seattle 45. Marshawn Lynch then picked up 2 yards on the ground. That made it 2nd and 8 at the 47. Russell Wilson then went to Jermaine Kearse. He picked up 6 yards. That made it 3rd and 2. But an incomplete pass on 3rd down would bring out the punting unit as the Seahawks were forced to punt on the possession after 4 plays. So they punted from the New England 47, and now the Patriots would take over after the punt that went out of bounds at the New England 14 with less than a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Shane Vereen ran for 3 yards on 1st down. That set up 2nd and 7 at the New England 17. And then Brady went to the fullback, James Edelman. He picked up 6 yards, and now it would be 3rd and 1 at the 23 as the 3rd quarter came to a close. So after 3 quarters of play, the score was Seattle 24, New England 14, as the Seahawks took a 10-point lead into the 4th and final quarter of Super Bowl 49. So now to open up the 4th quarter, the Patriots had the ball on their own 23. It was 3rd and 1. They handed off to LeGarrette Blount, but he lost a yard, and so out would come the punting unit of the Patriots as they went 3 and out on the possession. So now the Seahawks would take over after the punt as Walters had a 6-yard return that brought the ball to the Seattle 36. And so now it was a 1st down at the 36 with just over 14 minutes left to play in regulation. The Seahawks up by 10. They gave it to Marshawn Lynch. On 1st down, he picked up 2 yards, and on 2nd down, he picked up another yard on the ground. So now it's 3rd and 7 from the Seattle 39. And on 3rd down, Russell Wilson dropped back, and he was sacked by Rob Ninkovich. Rob Ninkovich dropped him for an 8-yard loss, and he was actually the Patriots' season leader in sacks with 8 sacks on the season. And so now the Seahawks were forced to go 3 and out on the possession as they would end up punting from their own 31. So now the Patriots would get the ball back with 12 minutes on the clock left in regulation. They had it on their own 32 after a 15-yard return by Edelman on the punt, down by 10. And on 1st down from the 32, Brady dropped back, and he was sacked by Bruce Irvin. So Bruce Irvin drops Tom Brady for an 8-yard loss. And so now that set up 2nd and 18 for the Patriots on their own 24. Tom Brady then found Brandon LaFell. He picked up 4 yards, and now it was a 3rd and 14 from the 28. And Tom Brady found Julian Edelman for a 21-yard reception and a 1st down as he passed the ball just out of the reach out of the defender, and Edelman picked up 21 yards. So now, and Edelman actually, he got blown up on the play. There was a possible helmet penalty that could have been called, but there was no flag on the play. So it's now a 1st down for the Patriots at the Seattle 49. Tom Brady then went to Shane Vereen. He picked up 9 yards, and there was a penalty for unnecessary roughness as Earl Thomas ended up hitting Shane Vereen out of bounds after the play. So now it's a 1st down on the Seattle 27 for the Patriots. An incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10 from the 27. Shane Vereen then ran for 2 yards, and it was now 3rd and 8 from the Seattle 25. Brady then passed to Julian Edelman. He picked up 21 yards and a 1st down that made it 1st and goal on the 1. An incomplete, or on the 4 rather. An incomplete pass will make it 2nd and goal from the 4. Brady then dropped back, and he found Amendola for a 4-yard touchdown pass, and it was now a 3-point game with the score Seattle 24, New England 21. So now after the kickoff, the Seattle Seahawks would get the ball on their own 20 after the touchback with a little less than 8 minutes left on the clock with a 3-point lead. And on 1st down, Russell Wilson threw an incomplete pass, and on 2nd and 10 from the 20, Marshawn Lynch ran for 5 yards. That set up 3rd and 5 from the 25, and an incomplete pass would bring out the punting unit as the Seahawks went 3 and out as the Patriots came up with a huge defensive stop to force the 3 and out and get the ball back for Tom Brady in the offense. Julian Edelman called for a fair catch on the punt, and so now New England would have the ball on their own 36 with under 7 minutes left to play, down by 3. Tom Brady then went to Shane Vereen on first down. He picked up 8 yards. Now it was 2nd and 2 on the New England 44. Brady then went back to Vereen. He picked up 5 yards in the first down. They made it 1st and 10 on the New England 49. Brady then went to Julian Edelman. He picked up 9 yards and brought the ball across midfield to the Seattle 42 for 2nd and 1. Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up 6 yards, but there was a penalty, a pass interference call. And so now that would end up bringing the ball backwards 10 yards as it went against Amendola for the pass interferences. It was somewhat of a screen play, and they said that Amendola was downfield blocking and interfered, somewhat like a pick. So that made it 2nd and 11 from the New England 48. And now Brady went to Rob Gronkowski. He picked up 20 yards in the first down at the Seattle 32. Brady then went to Vereen. He picked up no yards though on the play, and that made it 2nd and 10 from the 32. Brady then went back to Rob Gronkowski, and the tight end picked up 13 yards in the first down in the red zone, at the edge of the red zone at the Seattle 19. Shane Vereen then picked up 7 yards on the ground, and now it was 2nd and 3 from the Seattle 12. Brady then went to Brandon LaFell. He picked up 7 yards in a first down that made it 1st and goal at the 5. The Patriots took a timeout with just under 3 minutes left to play in regulation. LeGarrette Blount then ran 2 yards, and now it's 2nd and goal from the 3. Tom Brady hit Julian Edelman for the touchdown as Brady throws his 4th touchdown pass of the game, and the Patriots take the lead by 4 with the score. New England 28, Seattle 24, with just 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in this game. So Brady throws his 4th touchdown pass, and he actually on the drive would go over 36 completions to set the record for the most completions in a Super Bowl, as he ended up actually finishing the game with 37 completions, and that's a new Super Bowl record. But after the touchdown, now the Patriots would end up kicking off to the Seahawks. It was a touchback, and so now the Seattle Seahawks would take over on their own 20 with 2:02 on the clock, and on first down, Russell Wilson went to Marshawn Lynch, and he caught a 31-yard reception, and it was now a first down at the New England 49. That brought us to the 2-minute warning. So now coming out of the 2-minute warning, Russell Wilson threw an incomplete pass. It was broken up by Malcolm Butler, the rookie, breaking up the pass. So now the Seahawks would take a timeout with $1:50 left in regulation, down by 4. It was now 2nd and 10 from the New England 49, an incomplete pass broken up by Brandon Browner as he made an excellent play on this one to break it up, as they were looking for Chris Matthews in the end zone as he had come up big in the first half, as he scored that touchdown right before halftime to tie it up. But it was an incomplete pass here, and now it's 3rd and 10 on the New England 49, and Russell Wilson found Ricardo Lockett for an 11-yard reception that made it a first down at the New England 38. So the Seahawks still had life as they extended their drive. Now on first down at the 38, Russell Wilson found Jermaine Kearse for a 33-yard reception, and the Seahawks took a timeout with 1:06 left to play, as it was now 1st and goal on the New England 5-yard line. They handed off to Marshawn Lynch. He picked up 4 yards as he was just shy of the end zone, as it was now 2nd and goal on the 1. The clock was running down. They ran it all the way down to under 30 seconds. They hiked the ball. Russell Wilson dropped back, and he was intercepted by Malcolm Butler. As the rookie, the undrafted rookie of the Patriots, Malcolm Butler intercepts Russell Wilson and all but ensures victory for the Patriots as he comes up with the interception at the 1-yard line, right when it looked like the Seahawks were going to score the go-ahead points. But now with 20 seconds left, the turnover gives the Patriots the ball on their own 1-yard line, and then a penalty against the Seahawks for encroachment would give the Patriots 5 more yards to bring them out from the 1, so they could actually line up in the victory formation, as it was now 1st and 5 on the New England 6-yard line. And they ended up with Brady taking a knee. He took the knee, but then somewhat of a skirmish broke out as they were throwing punches, and Bruce Irvin was ejected from the game. And so now with the penalty, it would end up being 1st and 10 at the 20. Brady would take one more knee, and this game came to a close as the New England Patriots win Super Bowl 49 with the final score: New England 28, Seattle 24. And in a show of good sportsmanship, Russell Wilson went over to congratulate Tom Brady after the game, and so did Pete Carroll congratulate Bill Belichick, although they did have that little bit of a fight that broke out there at the end with the defense and the offense. But all in all, it was a great Super Bowl, one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, as it should go down. It says the Patriots win their 4th Super Bowl in the Bill Belichick era, their 4th Super Bowl overall. It's Belichick's 6th Super Bowl appearance, Brady's 6th Super Bowl appearance, his 4th ring, as they won Super Bowls 36, 38, 39, and now 10 years later they win Super Bowl 49. So 4 rings for Brady, 4 rings for Belichick as a Patriot head coach, as he also had a couple rings as the Giants defensive coordinator. But the Patriots defeat the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 49 in dramatic fashion, as Brady leads them to the 4th quarter comeback victory, as he actually leads the NFL with the most comeback victories in NFL history, as he passed that 4th touchdown. His 4th touchdown of the game went to Julian Edelman with just 2 minutes left in regulation, as they went ahead by 4. And in this game, Brady set the record for the most complete passes in a Super Bowl, as he went 37 for 50 with 328 yards. He had 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in this game. And for the Seahawks, Russell Wilson was 12 for 21. He had 247 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He also had 3 carries for 39 yards. The game's leading rusher was beast mode Marshawn Lynch. He had 24 carries for 102 yards and a touchdown. The leading rusher for the Patriots was LeGarrette Blount with 14 carries for 40 yards. And Marshawn Lynch actually had that 1 reception for 31 yards to go along with his 102 rushing yards. The leading receiver was actually a tie, as Julian Edelman of the Patriots had 9 receptions for 109 yards. And Chris Matthews, a guy most people hadn't really heard of other than that onside kick recovery in the championship game a couple weeks ago against the Packers. But here in this game, he comes up with 4 receptions for 109 yards to tie Edelman for the game's leading receiver, and he also had a touchdown as well. And for the Patriots, Rob Gronkowski had 6 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. Shane Vereen had 11 receptions for 64 yards. He also had 4 carries for 13 yards in this game. Danny Amendola had 5 receptions for 48 yards and a touchdown. And Brandon LaFell had 4 receptions for 29 yards. And over on the Seahawks side, Ricardo Lockett had 3 receptions for 59 yards, and Jermaine Kearse had 3 receptions for 45 yards. And on defense in this game, the game's leading tackler was actually a tie between 2 Seahawks, as Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright each had 12 tackles in this game. Cam Chancellor had 10 tackles, and Earl Thomas had 9. The leading tackler for the Patriots was Jamie Collins. He had 8 tackles in this game. And the Patriots combined for 3 sacks, as Ninkovich, Chandler Jones, and Darrell Revis each had a sack. And for the Seahawks, Bruce Irvin had their lone sack. And each team had picks, as the Seahawks had a pair of picks. Jeremy Lane came up with that pick, as the Patriots were looking to score early on. And then Bobby Wagner had that big pick as well. But the biggest pick of the game and the biggest play of the game came from Malcolm Butler, as he had that interception with just 20 seconds left in the game. Intercepts the ball when the Seahawks were on the 1-yard line. The biggest play of his young career, as he's a rookie. And he comes up with a huge play, and that one sealed the victory for the Patriots, as they write history, as they are now going to go down as the greatest dynasty in the history of sports. Definitely in that conversation for sure, as I think it's pretty safe to say that they are the greatest dynasty, as they've bookended, you know, their dynasty with championships now stretching back all the way to Super Bowl 36, as they won those 3 out of 4, and then now to win this one, and having gone to the Super Bowls, they did lose, but now to win this Super Bowl against the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seahawks, who were also a #1 seed, 2 #1 seeds going at it, an excellent game all through and through. Even if the Seahawks had somehow pulled it off, which it looked like they were going to pull it off in the end, either way, it would have went down as one of the greatest Super Bowls, if not the greatest Super Bowl. Of course, it's fresh, so it always feels like the greatest one, being that it just happened. But I think this one will hold up to the test of time, as it came down to the end, to the final play, really. And the Patriots come with the comeback, as they were down by double digits. And they end up with the final score 28-24. I actually predicted it would be 26-24, pretty close to that prediction. And actually in Madden, they had predicted that the Seahawks were going to be up 24-14, and then the Patriots would come back and win, and that actually did happen. So Madden predicted the game in pretty good fashion, as the Patriots end up winning Super Bowl 49 with the final score Patriots 28, Seahawks 24. And in this game, Tom Brady was named the Super Bowl MVP as he wins his record-tying third Super Bowl MVP trophy, as he ties Joe Montana for such a feat, as Brady, as I already said, was 37 for 50, which was a record for the most completions in the Super Bowl. He had 328 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, each of which went to a different receiver. So 4 different receivers that caught the touchdown passes. And Tom Brady wins his third Super Bowl MVP as the Patriots win their 4th Super Bowl. The final score, New England 28, Seattle 24.